Well, hello. It is almost Thanksgiving time. And we are getting close to
turkey.
A wonderful time with turkey and stuffing and pumpkin pie and
Mashed
stuffing,
potatoes.
mashed potatoes and
stuffing.
Sweet potatoes and stuffing. You can tell what we like. But I've got Will with me one more time. And of course, Will is now the youth pastor at Zion United Methodist Church in York, Pennsylvania. And just wanted to take a little bit of time as we get ready for this Thanksgiving season and a time of giving thanks. Any special memories of your time here that you want to share? Any funny stories? And anything that you want to share with our students before you officially leave us to go up there? Of course, you'll be gone by the time people see this. But any final words that you want to share with us today?
Man, you know, as I think about special memories, there's some that come to mind that, you know, they came directly, they were here, and there's others that didn't necessarily happen here, but they were because I was here.
Okay.
I think of our time with Chris Briner.
Okay.
He was in this program, I think he's a year older than me, so we had been together since like 7th and 8th grade. And I remember meeting him here at church and him becoming one of my best friends. Never would have associated myself with him had I not met him at church, which is one of the cool things about the Village Church here, where we are, as we call it, the island of misfit kids.
The islands.
Where, like, you know, so many of our, even now, our students are like, I would never know you, like, if we weren't friends at church, which I just think is one of the coolest things, and just keep being that island where, you know, misfits welcome. And we can just kind of be friends across whatever other social barriers there are in today's society, because there's hundreds out there. It's whack. But I think of, like, my time with Chris, and I think of Nick Doolin. We had some funny memories with Nick. Long list of rules. There's some stories I can't tell you, or you would be trying to break the Doolin rules. But I think about our times with Nick and just doing some really goofy stuff, whether it be while we were on the road, or the time when he pseudo-adopted a dog in Orlando on our first mission trip, where Tom's allergic to dogs. I have a cat, and we had to drive back from Orlando, and he did end up pawning the dog off on somebody.
Yes, he did.
After we said, like, that's not happening. But
some brave pastor's family in South Carolina adopted the dog, but
yeah. I remember that dog kept everybody up all night.
Uh-huh.
The red shirts were not happy about that one. Let's see, what else? I think about just our chances and opportunity to get to travel and serve in a lot of different places. And heck, even when we've gotten the opportunity to serve in Palatka, we had one serve day that just, like, jumps in my mind when we went out there. We just did yard work for probably like 6 hours. And some people were grumpy because they wanted to do something different, but when we got done and we came out, or the people that were working there came out, and they're like, wow, it's never looked like this. And we're like, we literally just pulled weeds. Like, that's all we did. But the impact we had on them as a community was just crazy. And then we went to Golden Corral afterwards. We ate so much.
oh, the trough. We love Golden Corral.
Oh, yeah. I think of, you know, the late hours we all pulled during VBS, and staying up until we have less than 5 hours before we have to be back. You don't understand how much goes into VBS until you're here until 2 in the morning the Sunday night before VBS.
Yep.
There's so much that goes on, and just, you know, it's tiring, but it's such great community, and getting to hang out with you guys and Sherry, Ryan, Paul, or Pat, just everybody, and actually Paul. Good old Paul.
Miss Paul.
Paul would always pop in and always would go with us to lunch. He was a fun guy.
Yep.
And just all the people you get to meet along the way. It's such a good journey. And
Do I remember correctly, first Eagle Scout
yes.
from the Village Church? Congratulations.
Yes, first Eagle Scout, Village Church. And even then, like Jeff Tillman, he was a journey and a half, because he's actually the reason I ended up here.
Okay.
We want to talk about, like, origin stories. He came to Pacetti Bay Middle School when I was one of the first students there, and did a pitch on, like, what is Boy Scouts. I think he showed up with, like, a tent in an axe or something. Like, okay, probably not an axe because like you can't bring that on to public school, but he, like some basic camping gear, and they just did like a 30-minute presentation during PE, and I was like, that sounds kind of cool, and started that in 6th grade. Was going for about a year before he was like, hey, do you guys have a church that you go to? And we really didn't. We had kind of just gotten into the area, and he's like, why don't you come Sunday morning? And boom, there I was, and all of a sudden my life's changing all over the place. Crazy. All because he was just like, hey, you guys have a church to come to?
See, that's how important it is to ask people, to invite people to church. You never know when you're inviting the next Will Harris.
Could be changing the world right there.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things to look at over the years that, like, to put it in a 10-minute video would just take too long. But, man, there's so many good things that have happened here, and getting to be a part of the whole, new building process, and getting to fix all the stuff that we've broken over the years. We don't need to talk about how much stuff we've broken over the years, but just getting to be involved and be in a place where you know you're loved. And I'm sure that's something that all of you can feel when you guys come here. The community, the pastors, everybody, like, they truly care about you. And especially in a world where that's kind of hard to find these days. You will always know you care about here.
Anything else you would like to challenge folks with as we wind this down and send you off to York? And any famous last words?
Famous last words
for now.
I do always like the words from Youthquake. If you're not living life on the edge, you're taking up too much space. That's always a good one. But I think the challenge for youth, it's, when you look at the disciples and you think that they were these old dudes that followed Jesus around and changed the world, nah, they were teenagers. They were your guys' age. I don't know. A simple yes now might change the world in the future. But that starts with you taking that yes. If you're an adult watching this, and I'd encourage you, like, make sure your kids are being spiritually fed. And that doesn't mean you drop them off at youth group once or twice a week. Being parent is part of that, is making sure you're being a spiritual leader to your children as well. It can't just be all dump them here and we'll take care of the rest. We'll do what we can, but like I ran a ministry in Lakeland called Charge, where we encounter kids in a very low income area. It was a really bad place. The police told us, hey, if you guys go and do a ministry there, you're going to get shot, and we can't do anything about it. We didn't. The community actually ended up really loving us, but what we found out was, man, we were there 2 hours a week, but there was 166 other hours during the week that whatever exposure, whatever influences were going on in these kids' lives, we would see that come out in the 2 hours we got to see them. You got to be that positive, godly influence on your children as well.
Wise words for such a young man. So, I hope you take those words to heart, and parents, you have the most important job. And so we want to encourage you in any way we can, and we encourage you to let us know how we can be more of an encouragement to you. Will, wish you all the best.
Thank you,
and
Tom.
we look forward to getting a chance to talk to you again sometime soon.
Oh, I'm sure it'll happen.
And for you folks at home, this is National Collection Week for Operation Christmas Child, so you still have until Sunday morning to get those shoe boxes in. And we've had the opportunity in the past to hear from people who've received those boxes on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
And the incredible impact that has on their lives. And so you still have time to change the life of a child and their family in another part of the world. So make sure you get out there and pack that box. If you don't know where to find the information, SamaritansPurse.org will give you everything you need, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Sunday. So again, Will, it has been a pleasure, and we wish you all the best. And we thank you for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday for a special Thanksgiving edition of 10 with Tom. We love you guys.
Love you guys.